World War III is on the horizon. Silver and gold are set to explode. Instead of keeping my head in the sand, I intend to make millions. Let me show you how.
One stacker on a journey to find silver. International Stacker.
Hey everybody, the name is International Stacker. Welcome to my channel. I usually make videos every week. I'm on my journey to buy gold and silver and find it around the world. But today I'm coming to you with kind of a little bit different take on some stuff that's going on in the world. And, I thought you all might like to hear it and my thoughts and kind of my strategy moving forward. Now, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, like, and comment on this video because it helps me greatly. And let me know. Do you like the new channel art I just came out with? What do you think? There's Daisy the Camel. Anyways, let's jump into it. So if you go and search on Google World War III, you will literally find thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of articles, for the last 5 years, but really picking up over the last year about the possibility of World War III, okay? So what does this tell me? This is telling me that global instability is increasing, and all one has to do is search the internet or turn on the news to see that. And with global instability comes opportunity. Now, please excuse the sources I'm using here, right? CNN, not necessarily the most trustworthy, but my point on showing you these mainstream news agencies, if you want to call it that, is to tell you that this is out there in mainstream. People are talking about this everywhere, okay? And we have a big threat to the United States, and this one's monetarily that could lead to other instability, which is really what Mike Maloney was talking about. What was that, 2008 or 9? About the death nails to the U.S. dollar? Well, here you go. The recent deals between China and Saudi Arabia and other countries are extremely dangerous and put the U.S. dollar, what's called the U.S. Petro dollar, at risk, which is basically an agreement with the Saudis. I think it was in 71 or 2, that all sales of oil would be in U.S. dollars, which would increase the demand of U.S. dollars, which means every country around the world has to have U.S. dollars to transact, okay? What many Americans don't know is that system is what enables our way of life to go out there and finance things and buy this and be a consumer society, right? But if that dies or goes away or even decreases a little, our way of life can be completely changed. If the petrodollar, and look at all these, look, I just searched death of U.S. dollar, right? But if the petrodollar collapsed tomorrow, it would literally be the greatest economic turmoil in United States history. Immediately, all those dollars through the petrodollar system being used overseas would literally come home to roost. And again, shout out again to my boy Mike Maloney, because that was one of his biggest topics he would cover. All those dollars that are exported inflation would immediately come home. Now, believe it or not, most wars battle down to the fight for energy. Look at the battle for energy dominance, and this one's from 2002. But if you go back or forward in time, you'll quickly see that the majority of wars are fought over energy. That's maybe taking over land to take over energy resources, et cetera, et cetera. Most Western civilizations right now around the world are pushing towards clean energy, which affects the types of battles and strife that's going to occur over energy, right? So this move towards clean energy is going to affect that. It's going to affect who adversaries are. It's going to affect the theaters of war, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I've made previous videos talking about nuclear power and those aspects and how I thought and still think those are great opportunities for the future. But really, this video, I wanted to cover something different that I think is more immediate. Because when you're talking nuclear, it takes time to build plants, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm talking about something that is going to happen quick. We're 2023, so by 2035, California plans to ban all new gas vehicles. The U.S. government back in 2021 said by 2035, they're only going to be They're not going to be buying any new gas-powered cars. And if you just search this, you'll see all kinds of restrictions. Like, look at Biden wants 50% of new cars by 2030 to be electric, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So whether you agree with the administration or not, you can see the move here. As a matter of fact, electric vehicles on the roads in the United States are forecasted to double by 2027. Now, I literally, but right now I'm currently in Nashville working my main gig, which is emergency management type stuff, responding to disaster. But I can't go anywhere on the road these days without seeing an electric car, a Tesla, etc. And I'm not saying that's bad or good, but what I'm saying is it's growing. And again, by 2027, it's forecasted to be double what we see now. What is needed for electric cars? Lithium. And right now, the lithium demand is literally, in my opinion, about to and currently exploding. Look at this article here. Renewable energy making the entire U.S. car fleet electric could cause lithium shortages. And as a matter of fact, if you look at all these charts, I just typed in lithium demand chart USA. You see there's a multitude of charts, but that was 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. You see the current growth, and if this demand continues, which why wouldn't it with all the private industry, folks pushing towards it, newer technologies continue to grow. So by 2030, this is the estimated growth chart in the demand for lithium. And although there's a million charts here on the left, what does it all show you? It's all going up. It's all going up. And with going up comes opportunities. Now check this out. There's literally only one lithium mine in the United States. Literally only one. If that doesn't scream risk, I don't know what does. Now, minerals used in electric cars compared to conventional cars, this will too show you how much more is going to be needed, right? So currently in conventional cars, we have copper and we have magnesium. Electric cars, we're going to need a lot more copper. We're going to need lithium. We're going to need nickel. We're going to need manganese. We're going to need cobalt, graphite, and a couple other rare earths and graphite, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, this is good for gold and silver. Why? Because when you mine silver and gold, some of the byproducts are lead, are copper, one of the biggest things here, zinc, and other metals. So if in fact the EV market explodes, which I don't see why it wouldn't, and the demand for lithium goes up, well, that should also increase the production and demand for copper, etc., which on the outside will help gold and silver. And remember, silver is the best conductor of electricity, so EVs are definitely going to need silver and other metals to work. Now, I hold physical silver, I hold physical gold, I'm invested in some gold and silver companies, and dipping my toe in the nuclear company industry, et cetera, et cetera. But what I do know is if I want to make huge profits, right, for me, metals are a long-term hold. If I want to make huge and quicker profits than the long-term hold with gold and silver, I really look for mineral companies that there will be demand in and that are actively drilling. Now, there's huge potential investing in companies before they have those pre-drilling results, okay? And it is a bit of a risk. You got to do your homework, folks, because not every company that goes out to drill are going to have great results and be solvent, right? So there's huge risk, but there's also huge reward if you do your homework. Now, I was first looking at this company back, I think on March 2nd. And again, this is the first video I've made on them. I do a lot of research before I ever bring anything to y'all. But I was looking at this company back on March 2nd, who is currently actively doing drilling and pre-drilling studies on their land. Okay, and back when I first looked at this, it was 36 cents a share. Today, it's 51 cents a share. FE Battery Metals Corp is a small market cap company, which I love because I can get huge exposure to it. At only today's price, 51 cents. Like, how much is a Starbucks coffee? Like $3, $4. So you can get like 6, 7 shares just for a cup of coffee. So to me, it's like a cheap entry point that you can get massive exposure to. If it goes well, I mean, the sky's the limit. And if there's ever any issues, you're risk is somewhat mitigated at that point, right? So that's why I like it. But what else do I really like it just besides it being small market cap and the price of the stock? Well, they literally just bought land in Canada, okay? And this land they bought in Canada was near some of the hottest, or is near some of the hottest lithium producing lands up in Canada. And they are literally surrounded by multi-billion-dollar lithium giants. And, to me, that means that as long as they hit the pay dirt, which fingers crossed, I feel very confident in, there is huge potential for an acquisition. What does that mean? Well, a lot of times when you have smaller companies that will hit some pay dirt and be able to prove their operation, especially if there's giants around them. A lot of times they move in and acquire, and if they move in and acquire, that's good for investors, that's good for the company, et cetera, et cetera. And there's many people that build small companies and design them just to get acquired, and with that comes big rewards. When big companies, look, GM to invest 650 million in a lithium company to support electric vehicle business, that was January 31st. When big companies are looking to invest millions or acquire, to me, that screams opportunity. And here's a chart here. It shows the last day, but the 5-day, 1 month, okay? So the interesting thing about this company is look at, they've actually been around for since 99. So obviously they've updated and changed models and changed how they do things. And look at their highest back then, 1024. And then we're here. So we go back to the 6 month. Back then they were 19 cents. So again, they're starting to make some noise. Right around here is when I started looking at them. And year to date, their recent high was 66 cents. So, folks, that's what I'm looking at. And that's my thoughts. I'm curious on your thoughts. What do you think? Do you think I made a good case for why lithium price is going to increase? And again, wars will probably be fought over future lithium deposits. Do you think a company, and look at all these, the news, they've constantly got more and more news coming out. Do you like that? I mean, the fact that they've got news going back to 2012 tells me they've been around for a long time. They've got experience. They've learned lessons. Obviously, they've probably pivoted. Look at here. Cream Minerals drilled 22 metric tons of silver and gold, right? So that's 2012. So they've been in the game for a while. They've got new projects, new land, and I don't know. It's what I'm thinking. Whatever I'm thinking something, I've been thinking for a while. I like to share it with you. And of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Read my disclaimer description below. I'm just a guy sharing my journey, literally going around the world buying gold and silver. And if you haven't checked out my channel, I've got videos in the West African markets buying silver, going to the secret DC coin shop, getting attacked by pirates on the Nile, showing my full stacks, gold and silver markets in Dubai and Saudi Arabia and Egypt, all kinds of cool stuff. And I've been putting out a lot of shorts lately, guys. Look at all these shorts I've put out lately. So check it out. Please like, comment, subscribe. And if you're into gold and silver content or investing or whatever, throw a comment on the video, like it, get it out there. The more people we wake up and get them out of the chains of going into debt and staying in debt their entire life, but really becoming their own bank and getting that financial independence and kind of being out of the system in that regard, the better for everybody. The more we help each other, they help others. Rising tides raise all ships. And you guys, I've literally put out over 1,000 videos with all my live streams. I think I've done hundreds, but I'm 6 actual uploaded videos away from 1,000. 30,000 subscribers. Help me get to 50. Let's go. I hope you enjoyed it, and I guess I'll say, catch you on the next one. Woo!
One stacker on a journey